Teachers often come from different socioeconomic backgrounds than their students. This sometimes can cause a gap in the learning process in the classroom. But Dr. Ruby Payne, author of A Framework for Understanding Poverty, is closing that gap. Dr. Payne, founder and CEO of AHA Process Incorporated and a former teacher and administrator, is helping educators better understand how to teach children who live in poverty. This framework establishes mutual respect between students and teachers, and as a direct result, students are motivated to learn. At Ridgeroad Middle Charter School, young lives here are being changed, and student achievement is on the rise.
The work of AHA Process has affected student achievement because it's affected their teachers.
Here at this school, when we do our home visits, that starts it right off in the very beginning.
You have to see where they come from because you see things through your eyes and your perception is shaped by your experiences. So you almost have to see things through their eyes to be able to build that relationship, because if you're just seeing things through your own eyes, you don't have a clue, because I didn't have a clue. I couldn't have imagined.
The AHA Process helps you figure out how to give them what they need without compromising your teaching. You can be respectful, you can have a relationship with these kids, and you can still teach. And I think that's one of the things that makes it such a great place to work. Building relationships is the key to my classroom. I don't feel that I could teach without having a relationship with each one of my students.
I think having a relationship with your teachers is very important, because if you don't have a relationship with your teachers, you might as well say that your family doesn't care about you, because like in school it's like another family you have. They care about you being successful and finishing your studies and making good grades so you won't repeat the year.
The teachers actually treated us like family, you know, and what was kind of good to me is where I never really seen my mom because she always worked, and like when I came to school, you know, I could see my mom and some of the teachers. I seen my mom and Miss Broadway. I listened to them, you know, yes ma'am, no sir, yes sir. And that kind of like propelled me to actually mature.
It's so simple that people don't think, that doesn't work, you know, or surely that's not the answer to my problems in education, and it is. You know, when I look at the high schools and the trouble that they have with our kids, a lot of it is because of the relationship piece that the kids are missing, because kids work. When they know you like them, they know you care. And I'm not saying that others don't care, but they need to know that you care. And that's when you get that performance out of the students.
In 2003, in math, we were at 5% proficient at advanced. In literacy, we were at 16%. In 2010, we are now sitting in math at 57.9%. In literacy, we're at 49.4%. So we can see significant change. In 2007, our Algebra 1 test scores were 78% proficient. In 2010, we were at 97% proficient. In geometry in 2007, we were 84% proficient. In 2010, we were 100% proficient. And this is 7th and 8th grade students taking a high school level course. And we can relate that all back to the Ruby Payne strategies.
The Ruby Payne model is very, very significant, and it is very, very resourceful for the kids. It gives them not only hands-on, but it gives them a mental roadmap to success, if you would, and it's been very beneficial to our kids.
The strategies that I find most beneficial in the Payne school model is all the ones, mostly the ones I see in math, all the cutie pack and the box, and also in science, the CPR, just breaking things down for the kids so that it doesn't look like such a huge task, where it's something it's manageable for them.
We talk about scaffolding, and it was scaffolding for me as a teacher to know for discipline. The Ruby Payne model says to take these steps, to present information, keep these things in mind, you know, make sure the kids understand why am I teaching this. And so all these things that you would want to do anyway are laid out for you, and help make sure that you do those and become the better teacher that you want to be.
I think all the mental models are useful, and I mean, I've used every one of them. I can tell you that the mental model for a sentence structure has been extremely helpful, because the students have to, on their benchmark, use a variety of sentences. So once they see how to do that, and they can do that mental model and see different ways to write that sentence, and I've used it over and over again, it's been very beneficial.
Ruby Payne's work causes you to think, it causes you to plan, it causes you to think about what could I do extra to reach this kid.
So it makes for a better teacher.
I know my teachers care about me because they help me out, and I'll raise my hand and ask them for help, and they'll come over, and they give us strategies so that we already know how to do it too.
Not only did they teach me academically, they taught me in different aspects of life. They got to know me as a person and not just as a student. And as a student, I think, or as a teenager basically, I think it's just great to know that teachers are actually trying to get to know you instead of just trying to teach you.
You know, when you look at this model, you think about, oh, I'm just going to read Ruby Payne's book and I'm just going to do what she says. But I think in order to get the great results, you must utilize the consultants, because a lot of training, a lot of professional development comes from there.
I wish I would have learned it years ago. It's made a big difference. I think I'm doing more now for students than I've ever done.
If there's someone out there that is looking at using the Ruby Payne model, they need to come to a school that's implemented it and look and see what's going on and see the relationship piece in action, and they'll want to do it because it's made a significant change in my life, in my students' life, in the culture of our building, the culture of our school.
I would say if you were even considering using Dr. Payne's philosophy, it would be well worth the effort.
For more information about Dr. Ruby Payne and the AHA process, log on to www.ahaprocess.com.